Hello and welcome back to this pick a card reading on what is the immediate outcome of this situation. So for this reading, I really want you to take a step back and focus on in the energy of these cards and to pick one pile or multiple piles that resonate with you. I wanted to kind of provide a bit more guidance today on a situation you might have been wanting some clarity on. Feel free to take what resonates with you and to leave the rest. Before I get started as well, I just want to remind you that I have a Facebook page, Affirmations with Andi, where I post free weekly readings, energy checks, and daily affirmations. So feel free to have a look if you'd like. And if not, let's get into it. And I hope you enjoy. Hello to those who picked pile number 1 with this beautiful stone. So getting straight into it, you have pulled the ring card. As the card is upright, it is a very, very favorable time for you to focus on your commitments. So when I see the ring, I like to think of romantic unions, also professional endeavors where you're very committed to a situation or person that you see that holds a lot of value. Although I do see as well the situation requires a lot of courage, and perhaps in the past you've taken a back seat and you focus more on observing the situation and really taking your time to see if this is the right situation for you, while for others you may be focusing on when would the right time be to take action. And I feel like this combination is really encouraging you to take action and to take a bit of, or embody a bit of courage to go towards the situation. If the card was upside down or facing another way, I would get the impression that it's an unfavorable situation or maybe one that isn't beneficial for you. But because the card is upright, I'm getting the green light to go forward towards it. And I get the impression as well that maybe with the crab, you might have felt a bit guarded about the situation because you might have very strong emotions for this person or situation. Maybe you feel a bit guarded because of unpleasant past experiences that you've had. Maybe it reminds you of a time that you have been courageous and it hasn't worked out, or perhaps the other person or the situation hasn't reciprocated your effort or your love or passion, and it hasn't really worked out in the way you intended. But because of this combination, I feel like this is the green light to go forward, to take some courage, and instead of weighing up the situation, actually take action towards this personal situation, because it might actually be a lot more favorable than what you initially thought. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Hello and welcome to those who picked pile number 2 with this circular palm stone. So getting into your message, I get the impression of the mountains card that you might have been faced with a block in a situation. Maybe there's been a delay where you haven't really seen much progression or movement with something that you've just really wanted to progress and move forward. Maybe you've been taking a lot of action towards a situation, but I guess the delays and stagnancies have been something that has been completely out of your control. Examples of this could be applying for a job and not hearing back. Maybe you're in a relationship where you're making an effort towards this person and they're not really reciprocating or giving you the impression that they feel the same way. Whatever the situation may be, with the position of this card as it's facing downwards, usually it looks like this. So as it's facing downwards, I get the impression that you will be receiving help and guidance from very strong influences. So this could be people coming in a situation to help you out, maybe give you really empowering advice. Maybe they are stepping in to help move these blocks or to move the situation forward. But regardless, there are people around you that are going to be stepping in to really help you out here. And with these 2 cards here, I get the impression that for some, it could be that you just really want to clear the energy, and do you really want a fresh start in this situation? Because with the bulldozer, when we think of a bulldozer, it's all around movement, clearing, removing. And for some, it could be just really removing a block so you can have harmony in a situation. You can have peace. You can really enjoy the fruits of your labor, whether that is, you know, a professional or a personal situation. Whereas for others, this is all around getting rid of a situation that doesn't serve you so that you can truly celebrate. So for some, it could be removing blocks, whereas for others, it could be completely getting rid of a situation that, you know, isn't really favorable. So things that come to mind is it could be something like, let's just say you have a huge fine or a bill or something that you aren't in a position to pay off. You know, this is just an example. A way this energy could come through is that there's forces outside that help you to pay off the bill, to pay off the debt, or the debt gets kind of removed so that you can live a harmonious life. Like I said, this is just an example. It might not play out that way, but I just kind of want to encourage you to look in your surroundings, because there are some people or some very powerful influences that are working behind the scenes to help clear the situation for you. And yeah, it is a very comforting kind of energy, as understandably one could be really worried about whether the situation is going to resolve, whether there's going to be some movement, whether this block is going to be removed, but help is definitely on the way. And I encourage you to keep going with this, because it seems like you're going to be able to come out the other side on top. And really, I see with this energy, it is a very warm and favorable energy. So I want you to stay focused on this, and maybe even these little birds around this person are all these little helpers, people working to, you know, working in your favor. So yeah, this is a message to keep hope, because there's going to be some movement soon. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Thank you. Welcome to those who picked pile number 3 with this fluorite rectangle. So getting straight into your message, I get the impression that you might be feeling really restless. You want to take action. You want there to be an outcome. You want to take control over a situation that is quite up in the air. And to do that, you understand you're going to have to take some risks. You're going to take a leap of faith, and maybe explore a situation you haven't been in before. Maybe you might feel really uncomfortable because you haven't really taken this kind of risk before. It might be something completely out of your element, or something you don't really have much experience with. And with this card in particular of the fish, because the fish is facing this direction, I get the impression, oh, my card, oh, this is weird. My camera is acting really strange. So hopefully I am able to record this. But basically with the position of this card, it's all about looking at other options, exploring other avenues, not just settling for the first offer you get. If you are interested in pursuing a situation a particular way, it's all about not going with the first option, but rather exploring alternative options or what's out there. So this is also around negotiation. So for some people, this could be something like negotiating a raise. If you're wanting to travel, looking at different destinations you can go to instead of just booking the first one that comes up. This is all a very adventurous energy to be in, and it's all to do with the fish. It reminds me of money or physical belongings, physical situations. So it could be around your job, it could be around your home situation, it could be around even relocation for some. Whereas for others, this could be around taking a risk when it comes to like your well-being or your sense of self, your identity. But regardless here, it is one that can be quite challenging, because I think when you're in this energy, you are just so focused on coming to a solution that you're not really you might not be as open or receptive to other opportunities. And maybe the answer lies in another opportunity that you haven't really considered. So yeah, maybe have a look at what's around you, because while you might be taking a leap of faith and you might be taking a risk here, it might be towards something that isn't really favorable for you. So maybe look at what other options are lingering and what else is around, because it might actually work out a lot better for you. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this message. Thank you for listening. Welcome to those who picked pile number 4 with this black arrowhead. So getting straight into your reading with the scales card, the scales of justice as they've known, this is kind of representing a situation that is coming to a decision being made. Maybe you've been waiting for people outside of yourself to come forward and make a decision. Perhaps this is an organization, it could be another person in a relationship, something outside of yourself, something external that you're kind of waiting on to make a decision on. And with the scales, it's not necessarily always about a situation that is working in your favor, but it's all around a situation that is working in the favor of all. It's, you know, for the good of everyone. It's all around good karma. And with this energy as well, it's supported by the fact there is a bit of influence here. There's other people involved in making this decision. Maybe people are being influenced in making this decision, and it could be a bit stressful, understandably. It was a bit of a tongue twister, wasn't it? Maybe it's a bit stressful because you are waiting on other people to make this decision, or maybe other people are influencing, I guess, the higher body of authority that's involved. So this could be other employees maybe trying to influence your boss or employer, or maybe in a relationship, this is people outside of the relationship who are really contributing their 2 cents or giving their opinion. Those are some kind of examples of what I mean. So there could be naturally a bit of fear or anxiety there, but rest assured with this energy, it's all around a situation coming to the end and a major decision being made. And regardless of what actually happens, it's almost like I see you as this flower standing tall, this flower that looks very beautiful, very confident. All the petals are standing upright. It's alert. It's a flower that's bloomed, if anything. So I feel like a lot of the worry and anxiety could be around other people in making this decision, but this is just a reassurance to just stand in your power and to stand tall, because there will be a good outcome that will favor everyone. And these other external influences that could be impacting or influencing the situation are not necessarily as harmful as you may feel or think. And even if they are, I don't feel like it's going to have a very heavy impact on the final outcome. So yeah, that is your message. Thank you for your patience as I fumbled with my words, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Hello, and welcome to those who picked pile number 4 with this greenish aqua stone. So getting into your message with the position of the crayfish, I get the impression that you may be feeling a bit vulnerable to other people's opinion, other people's truth. And while I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, I also like to be really honest and transparent in my readings. And I feel like for whatever reason that you might feel really preyed upon, or you might feel like a lot of people have turned against you. Maybe other people's words might be feeling a lot harsher than they normally would. And this is a kind of energy where I feel like your pride or sense of self might feel a bit hurt. And there's also, I get a feeling that, you know, you might receive criticism or feedback. Maybe you might receive a message and naturally your mind might be racing, you might be exaggerating in your head, you might be jumping to conclusions, even though it's a small snippet of other people's truth that you've received. So with this energy, I feel like things can get blown out of proportion very easily because you're in such a vulnerable position. Just like a crayfish or a lobster can fall prey to bigger predators, I feel like that might be happening to you right now. And with this energy, which looks a bit crude, but hear me out. The wild woman is all around like basking in your own sense of self, your own confidence, really putting yourself first. Because I feel like with this, whatever the situation is, you're putting other people's opinions, feedback, criticism above your own opinion. Maybe the situation is teaching you to be a bit more patient with other people, or teaching you to really navigate other people's input and how to handle yourself in situations that could be a bit difficult. So while the situation might not feel very favorable because it seems like there's a lot of external opinion, there's a lot of people wanting to have their say, you might be a bit more vulnerable than normal, it's also giving you an opportunity to grow and really focus on areas of your life where this could be around, focusing on your own sense of discipline. It could be focusing on your reaction. So I guess people are always going to have something to say, but it's how you react to, these outside forces, how you react to people's opinions or situations that could cause you to feel a sense of pressure or cause you to feel hard on yourself. And this is just a reminder to really go back to basics, really tap into yourself and do the things that you really enjoy. Spend time with people who have your best interests. Maybe these people around you don't really have, they might be trying to be really open and honest with their own truth, but it might not be a really positive influence to be surrounding yourself with these people during this time. And maybe you've just got to put more of that focus on yourself, and instead of blaming yourself for other people's opinions or actions, really just focusing on what you can control and how you conduct yourself in these difficult situations. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed it, despite the message that it carries, but I certainly don't want you to feel frightened by this energy. This is a message of encouragement. It's a message of self-reflection. Just because sometimes when something really difficult happens, we can definitely put a lot of blame on ourselves. And I certainly really want to be gentle with you during this time, because like the crayfish, they might have a hard exterior, but they have like a really soft, squishy inside. So I completely acknowledge that sometimes, other people's words can really weigh heavy on ourselves, but just really encourage you just to really tap into that lightness that you carry, and to really focus on your poise and how you respond to these people around you. Okay, thank you again. Take care. Welcome to those who picked pile number 5 with this black stone. So with this position of the book card, the position that it's facing, it tells me that you're in a situation where there is a lot of back and forth. There's people sharing their own truths. There could be a lot of communication to gather information, to build knowledge and wisdom, whether that is in a workplace or a study environment. But maybe it's also like a situation with your friends, family, or a partner where you're just trying to really gain knowledge and understanding of where other people stand or where you stand in a situation. My camera also is doing this really weird thing where it just blurs out randomly. So it kind of tells me I'm on the right track, as weird as that sounds. So with this energy as well, I feel like there's a tendency here where the message gets lost. You can only talk for so long before you feel like the other person's tuned out or the conversation has ended. Even if you're talking back and forth, it's almost like you're not hearing what the other person says. You're not hearing each other, or you don't feel like your message is being heard. You don't feel like you're coming to a conclusion. And this is definitely an energy that is encouraging you to just walk away when you feel like there is this disconnect where you're not really making progress. Otherwise, it can kind of, I guess, that talkativeness. I always get really tongue-tied, by the way, with those long words. So that talkativeness could bring you harm. Like, for example, one person might feel like they're right, the other person might feel like they're wrong. Sorry, I said that really weird. One person could be right, the other person could be wrong, and both parties are not hearing each other because both parties think they're right. This is kind of energy that I feel. You're not going to come to a resolution. You're not going to meet in the middle. It's constant back and forth. And I feel like with this energy, I feel like this is kind of representing you in a way. The conversation might be a bit untraditional. You might be really set in your ways because you feel like it's right or it aligns with you. Or maybe this is quite an untraditional situation. The dynamic is between you and this other person or situation is untraditional. And in a way, it's kind of causing you to take a step back and instead of fixating on this, to really exploit, your options, taking the open road, seeing what's out there. This could involve walking away from this personal situation and rather focusing on what serves you, what's going to, bring you, a sense of fun and lightness, just like this creature is basking. I don't know what it's doing, and the fish is in the air. It's a really weird energy for me to try and explain, but for whatever reason, this is you. You have so much uniqueness and beauty, and for whatever reason, this situation could be, in a way, sucking the life out of you, or it could be really draining you. So it's almost like encouraging you to take a pause, realizing when you're not really making traction or movement in gathering information, in seeking a resolution, and instead taking a step back and realizing, okay, maybe I need to explore other options out there. Maybe there is more to this than being restricted or stuck in the situation. So that's definitely what the cards are encouraging you to do. And I think a reminder of this energy, only you can really make that decision when you realize that this communication, this conversation, this situation isn't working. And sometimes it takes a while for us to get to the point where we're ready to explore other options. So yes, I hope that you've enjoyed this message. Take care. Welcome to those who picked pile number 7 with this gum tree nut thingy that I found in the country. So speaking of your message, I also love that the card kind of resembles the gum nut in a way. I don't know why, with the colors and the textures. I just thought that was very strange, a bit of a coincidence there. But with this kind of energy, with the heart, it is a very simple message around love. Feeling whole, tapping into your emotional well-being, tapping into your feelings, whether that is a person that you love, a situation that you love, or even just love within yourself. And with these 2 other cards here, I feel like the situation you might be asking about is your environment, or really creating a life with another person. So with the home, generosity, it is around perhaps even building on your relationships and your love for your family, or maybe it's your friends or your community or your social circle that make up your family or are very dear to you. And it's all around creating a life that you can be proud of, that's really wholesome. And for some, this could even be moving in with someone, or taking a step to buy a home, or to move into a home that you love. For others, it would be more so around not just creating an environment, but almost like a tight-knit circle or a community of people that you love. So I feel like I always get really caught up with these simple messages because I feel like there always needs to be like a really complex or detailed answer. But I feel like the immediate outcome that is coming your way is all around finding love in people that you can really trust and confide in, creating an environment you feel safe in, whether that is physical, you know, regarding your home or your family structure or your friend structure. Whereas for others, it's about who you allow into your circle, who you allow into your life to make your life fuller. And I definitely feel like that is happening. And something I really want to add with the heart card and really bringing it back to yourself and the concept of self-love is that it's almost like these factors, the people around you and the places that you are putting yourself in, the environments that you're putting yourself in, are really nurturing yourself, are really bringing value and love into your life. So maybe this, for some, this could be a reminder that this is already happening for you and it's going to continue to flourish, it's going to continue to thrive, it's going to continue to expand. Whereas for others, this could just be like a gentle little reminder that this is all coming your way and you're taking action to create this kind of life for yourself. Maybe for some, you might have lost hope or belief that this love is coming, whether that this is a person in your life or a specific situation regarding your supports or your environment. And this is definitely a message to keep hope, because it is gonna flourish, and this is something that you've been really active in putting your energy into. So I really commend you for that, and I think you should be really proud of yourself for the efforts that you are making. Sorry, I keep misspeaking and it is really bugging me, but I hope you can forgive me. I really hope that you've enjoyed this message and you've gotten something out of it. Thank you for watching.